Hello everyone, welcome to Online Academy, and today we came here with a dashboard and we want to learn how to come up with a dashboard that is beautiful. As you can see, it's a dashboard whereby you can customize colors, you can change colors, you are able to play around with your graphs, and it's actually showing a lot of information at one page. So you are also able to change you can use these options. You can change information depending on you want to view information from which year, which country. So you can just select. As you can see, things start to change. So it's actually a dashboard that shows that is very nice, that is beautiful. It's not only for economics. I was using economics, but you can use any depending on the data that you want to display to your viewers. And also, if you can see, you can change the zoom and the SADC. You can change different graphs at one go. So without further explanations, let's get into it and let's learn how to come up with a beautiful dashboard as it is. And you can just put it for your projects, for your at work, wherever you want to use it. And I recommend this, is very beautiful. So let's get into it. Right, so it all starts here from your data. This is the data that has been used to come up with that dashboard that you have seen. So the data doesn't look very nice. As you can see, it's not very nice, but from this data is where we can derive a beautiful dashboard. So I think the first thing you need to do is to sort your data. As you can see, I sorted this data using date. So it now depends with the type of data that you are using. So the first of all, I'm going to label this as data. This is my data. Now we need to create a couple of graphs so that we can display. Usually we need to display data using using graphs, tables. Those actually make sense. So what we need to do is, let's insert. We are going to start by GDP, right? So let's get back to our data, but first of all, let's reference our data, and we are going to label this data. We need to create a table so that we can work with it. Very simple. So we insert. Now we are making a table, right? And we say okay. Right, but this table is very nice, but I don't need these complex colors. Just need something that is very simple, right? So it's now labeled table 1. So that's the table that we are using. And let's go to GDP and let's insert a pivot chart, a pivot table, right? We are going to Right, so this is the data that we want to use. Then we say table 1. Okay, now we have the variables now displayed this side. So we are going to use what we are going to use for GDP is date, and we also need GDP. Of course, we need GDP, right? So now this is the information that we have. But if you see the structure of this data, it's actually okay. Let me remove this quota. It doesn't make sense. We don't need it. Right, if you can see the structure of this data, it's showing one value per year, that's in December, for all these years, as you can see. So why do we need this month? Actually, it doesn't make sense to have it, so we are going to remove it. I'm going to remove the date. So to remove months, you have to go and remove this field called date, right? So now it makes sense. We just have one value for per year, and let's work with years. So now we need to, for this data to make sense, we can't analyze data with the table. So we need to visualize what's really happening, what's the trend, what's happening with this data. So we plot a pivot chart, right? So we have this pivot chart, a clustered column, but to me it doesn't look very nice. Let's try a line graph. I think that will come out very nice. Okay, it's coming out very nice. Let's try to beautify it. I think this one is nice. This one is nice. We can use it. Let's see. Of course, you can customize these colors. You can do that. You can either use this one, right? So it now depends with what you need, but for matters of illustration, I think let's work with this one, right? Okay, so GDP, I think we are done. Let's go and look for another one. Maybe we can use in monthly exports and imports. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to take this total exports, imports, and trade balance. I'm going to use these values. So I'm going to say, I'm gonna name this trade, so it shows the imports, the exports. So likewise, I'm going to start by inserting sorry, not a table, I'm inserting a pivot table, right? So I'm just gonna type table 1. We are just referencing table 1, right? As you can see, the information is now coming out. So what do we need for trade? We need date. Of course, we need date. We need to see what has been happening different years, different months. So what do we need as well? We need total exports for our values. We need imports. We need trade balance. Nice. I think this is nice. Let's see. Of course, I don't need these quotas. I have to remove them, and let's see. Wow, it's nice. It's now showing us what has been happening per month. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So now let's plot a chart, a pivot chart. So this is the data. It doesn't look so beautiful. I think we need to try to customize this. Let's go to customize, you need to go to combo, right? See what's happening now. I think we have now the trade balance with a line. I think it's nice. Let's see. Wow, it's really nice. Nice. So this is our graph. So we are done with this. Let's go and see what else can we plot. The next graph we are going to use is inflation. So we are going to see what has been happening on inflation. We have month-on-month inflation, year-on-year inflation. I think let's work with this one. Let's go and insert. Of course, you know what's going to happen. We are going to insert a pivot chart, and we are going to label it table 1. Right, so what do we need? We need data, we need month-on-month, we need year-on-year. Right, so this is the information that we need. So of course we are going to remove this field, right? So this is what now we have. So we are going to plot a chart. So this is what we have. I think it's not that nice. Let's try to customize it. Right, it's coming out, but see the difference between the month-on-month and year-on-year is very big, and we can't compare these values. So maybe we can use a secondary axis. Right, I think now this is fair, and you can be able to compare, and it's coming out very nice. So don't forget to use this combo. Nice. Let's say okay. Right, so this is our graph. Of course you can customize it, but let's just work it with it as it is. And let me label this one M on M. That's for month on month. M on M. Then I'm gonna call it again year on year. Right, So this is the graph, this is the graph, this is the graph. Now what else do we need to plot? What else do we need? We have GDP, we have trades, we have month on month. I think if we work with inflation that is affecting, we need to compare inflation in different countries. Let's say inflation. I'm just going to plot a few graphs. For the other ones, it will be just a repetition. So let me work with these 4 graphs. I think they are fair. Let's see what's happening. Let's get back to our data. For inflation, what do we need for inflation? Let's see, we have inflation rates. So these rates, they are for different countries, right? They are for different countries. Yes, that's true. So let's go back and insert a pivot chart. So the pivot table first, then I'm going to write table 1. I'm just taking from my reference. Then table 1, what do we need for inflation? You ask yourself that, and of course we need date. We are going to need country, but now I'm putting it on columns, right? Oh, that's where it's coming. Oh, that's fine. Then what else do we need? We now need the inflation rates. Oh, let's look for inflation rates. Right, so these are the things that we have. I'm going to remove the quotas as well. I don't need them in my data. Right, so we have inflation rates for the countries. You see, we are from Botswana, Congo, and the likes. So they are being displayed per month. Right, and there's nothing for 2022, right? Yeah, so we close it. Right. So now let's plot a graph, pivot chart. Right, we have this one, but let's try a line graph. I am a fan of line graphs, so I think this is better. Then we say okay. Wow, it's coming out very nice. Right, you can customize this as well, but we don't have time for that today. We also do we need another graph? I think we have done enough. Let's see if we need another one. Maybe we can plot one. Let's just plot another one. So I'm going to call this one exchange rates. Exchange rates. Exchange rates. Right, so what's happening with the exchange rates? What do we need? We are going to take our data we request a pivot table 1, from table 1, and we need date as well. Right, what do we need? We need auction. So we are just taking this values for auction, and we need what else do we need? All right, then we need what else? We need the parallel, so we are going to remove the first one. I think this one is wrong. Right, let's work with this one. Let's take our parallel market premium, and let's take the USD Zim dollar parallel. Right, so we have these 3 variables that we want to work with. So let's as well, we need to remove the quotas. Right, so this is what we have, this is what we have, this is what we have. That's very nice. What is these things? I'm not sure what's mid-trade 2. Okay, let's see. Okay, so our next step is to plot a graph. Let's plot this one. So what's up with the blanks? Let's see combo. I think we need to make this one right. What if we make this one a line? So you'll be playing around with these graphs and trying to find which one makes sense. That's as simple as that. So it's not that very complex. Right? Let's see what we have. Should we make this? Okay, maybe we can make this one. Oh, not that very nice. So you'll be trying to find the best graph for that suits your data, right? Alright, let me make this one parallel and marking. Let's see what's happening. Let's make it another line graph. I think this one is nice. It's coming out very nice. Let's work with it as it is. Okay, so I think we are done with the graphs. We have learned how to plot graphs using pivot charts, pivot tables, and now we need this data. This is the data that we want to display. We don't need our viewer to just open this workbook and start clicking these values, these sheets, going through the sheets. We need this data to be just presented at one sheet. You get what I'm saying? We just need to project everything at one go. So that's the work of a dashboard. So now let's work with our dashboard. So I'm going to use PowerPoint. For the creation of the dashboard, not because Excel doesn't have the ability, but PowerPoint is most tools, and it's very easy to work with PowerPoint as far as designing is concerned. So now let's get into it. So you open your PowerPoint. Now we have a PowerPoint. So the first thing, we need to remove all these things that comes out by default, and we just need a blank sheet. We need a blank sheet to work with. Let's clear everything. We clear everything and start from afresh. Right, so this is we now have a plain sheet, and let's work with it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to find the best sheet or the best background that you require for your dashboard. Now it depends with the quality or with the data that you are working with and what you want to display. So I'm going to insert picture. So you can either use online pictures, but for my case I've already downloaded them, the pictures that I want to use. So I'm just gonna use it straight. Just gonna take it and I'll use that picture. Right, so I'm going to take it here from my downloads. No, it's in the pictures. Where is the pictures? So I'm gonna use it here. Right, I'm taking this one. So this is the picture that I'm using, and I'm going to use this picture. So the next step now is you can either work with this picture, you can try to format the picture, and what you need to be very careful about is the brightness of the picture. This picture should not be, it's not the one of concern. What we need is the contents of the dashboard, but the picture should not be the one that is coming out that is showing a lot of that is taking over the screen. But we need to control that, we just work with the brightness. So put it to a negative number. I think minus 44. I'm working with minus 45. I think it's nice. So the next thing now, you need to insert a rectangle. So you go to shapes and you choose a rectangle. Now we're starting to build our thing. So this is the rectangle that I want to use, right? So you place it over here. Now we need to partition this rectangle, but before that, let's work on it a bit. I'm going to make the fill white. I don't want to work with this color. I'm going to say white, right? And I'm going to remove, if you can see, there's a line that is around this shape, so I want to remove it. And I'll say no line. Oh, I think it's not there. No, on this one there's no line, right? So this is what we have now. Let's try to partition this thing, and we are going to place grids. So I'm gonna add a vertical guide, and I'm gonna add another one. I'll add a horizontal. So we have, in our case, we have 4 graphs. I think that those are the graphs that we want to display. So we can display the other one here, the other one here, the other one here. But now let's try to put this one. I think let's work with 5 graphs. I think that will be nice. Let's insert. All right, I hope you're following, guys. It's very easy to work with these things, right? So this is what we have. This is the platform that we want to work with. So now that we have done this, we insert another rectangle. We now need another rectangle shape, right? So this is the shape that we need, right? So now we want to insert this shape, and we adjust the size, the width, the length. So we can copy this. Let's copy it. Right, we paste. Right, let's paste. So we need this one, so I'm going to use it this side. All right. So I'm gonna take it here, place it here. All right, that's nice. I'm gonna need another one. I'm going to need another one. I'm going to paste. Right, I'm taking this one, but I need to adjust the length. Right, so I'm adjust. Oh, that's a problem. I think I made an error. Let me just delete and start again. I'm going to paste another one. Right, I'm going to use it. Right, so this one I want to place it here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I want to use it here, but I don't want 6 graphs, so I'm going to reduce its length. Right. So let me reduce it again. Right, so I think now we are cool. So the next step now is, now I'm going to select this shape. I'll select this one, I'll select this one, I'll select this one. Right, so I'm going to say shape, and then I'm going to say subtract. Right, I think this one is nice. You can see now I have tried to eliminate the spaces between these places where we want to put our graphs. So I think we did it very nice. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this one. This is pretty easier than taking triangles and putting them on the sheet. It takes a lot of time, so you better use these guides and subtract the rectangles. So this one is very fast. I don't know what's happening with my guide here. Right, nice. So the next thing now, we need to color this thing and try to put a beautiful colors on it. So we are going to use gradient fill. Alright, but this color is not that nice. We are going to use black here, this black, right? And the angle, I'm gonna put it to 0. I think that will come out very nice. I'm going to remove this one. So these colors, you just work with them, just make a choice. It's just for you to choose which color you want, and depending on what you like, so you just making a choice. Wow, I think this one is fair. It's really nice. It's really nice. You can just adjust. So what we also need to work with is the transparency. We also need to see our background picture, so let's work with the transparency for all colors. So I'm gonna put them at maybe 20 will make sense. 27, I think 27 is okay. Let's put them again on 27. We need to see our image. Right, but I'm not seeing much. Let's try to increase again. Yeah, I think it's fine. So this is our platform where we're going to place our graphs. Right, so let's go back to Excel. This is Excel. We are going to insert another sheet. This is our dashboard. Right, this is our dashboard. So before that, we need to change this. We need to change these grid lines. So we are going to say view. We don't need the grid lines, and we also need to insert a background that is nice. So I'm going to say page layout and background. Right, I'm going to work offline because I already have the picture that I want to use. Alright, let's see where are the pictures. So we're going to use the same picture that we have been using before, so I'm taking this one. Right, this is the picture that we are using, and let's go back to PowerPoint as well, and we need to copy this platform. Let's copy it, and we are going to paste it here. I'm gonna paste it maybe at the middle. Right, I think this is nice. We need a header. Let's insert a rectangle as well. So I think I need to reduce my right. I think we need to reduce. So I'm gonna put it at the center, and I'm gonna put the header. What am I going to use? I'm gonna use a rectangle as well. I like rectangles, you can see that. So let me put this one. Right, so place it over here and this one over here. Right, so this is our header, but we want our header to match with our dashboard. So let's do it. It's very easy. We need to customize this this picture, this shape, sorry. So let's go to fill. We go to gradient fill. We are going to use the same colors that we have been using for the dashboard. So I'm going to take firstly we used black, right, and we used this other color, I think this one, right, and I'm gonna place my angle at 0, right, right, that's nice. And I'm gonna remove this one. I'm going to put another color here, maybe purple, yeah, right. So these are the colors that we have. So as you can see, it's coming out just the same as our dashboard, and we need to see this because we are not seeing the purple color here on our header, but it doesn't matter. It's really good as it is. Oh, sorry, let's try to adjust. Right. So this is the platform that we want to work with. Oh, my computer is a bit slower. Let's work with the transparency of this one. Transparency. Okay, on this one we used 27, and this 32 I think should be a little bit lower, right, and this one should be a bit, yeah, I think it's nice. So let's try to do the same for this one. Let's reduce the transparency, or let's put it around 20%. This will allow us to see our background picture as well. 20%. Right, so I think we are okay. But are we seeing something over? Yeah, we can see. Let's go and put it here. Oh, what's going on? Let's try to put it. Okay, maybe I can do this. Right. So this is what we want to work with. So we need to put text on our header. We need now to label what is this dashboard about. Our users need to know. So I'm gonna put the heading here, and now it depends with what you are dealing with. I'm gonna call it economic dashboard, economics dashboard. Right, and I put it at the center. Right, I think we are winning. Right, then try to put it a bit lower. Oh no, yes, I think this one's nice. Let's increase. Right, so it depends with what you are working with. You can just label finance. It depends with what you are working with. Right, so now we need to customize this text box. I'm going to say no fill, right, and I'm going to remove the line that is there. No line. Wow. And I'm going to change the font color. Let me put it to white. Beautiful. Now we are done with this. So now what we need to do is we now need to insert our graphs, and insert our graphs. That's the other thing that is left here. But before that, we also need something. We need something. Let's do something. Let's insert something. We need to insert another rectangle. Maybe you can use a rounded, or it depends. Or let me use this rounded corner. Right. Let's try this one. So this is where our patterns will be and our slicers. So I think black color looks pretty nice, and I'm gonna remove the shape outline. That's the color. Right, I think it's nice. We can agree this is beautiful. Let's try to make it right. So we're done with this. We are going to now what we are left with is now inserting our graphs, and that's not very difficult as you may think it is. We are just going back to our first graph. But before that we need to put another rectangles. Insert. Let me put around there. Right, this is our heading. Right, I'm gonna copy this one. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it here. Right. I'm gonna delete everything. So I'm going to label this. Let me try to reduce my font size. Right, maybe this one. I'm going to say GDP. And I'm gonna make it very small. It looks small. Let me try to increase. Right, I think it's coming out nice. And maybe this one. So I'm gonna copy it here. Right, great, isn't it? It's very great. Let's copy again, and we want to do this for every graph. So I'll put it here. So the advantages of copying is we don't want to temper around with the length, with the width of these graphs, of these headers. We just want to maintain consistency. I'll copy it again. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna copy again, and I'll paste it here. Right, so I'm just going to copy the text box. I'm gonna copy the text box. Right, and I'm gonna paste. Right, so I'm taking this thing and I'm gonna place it over here. So now it depends with the graph. So my next graph is inflation, or maybe let me call it trade. That's my next. Then my next, I'm gonna copy it again. Wanna move it, and I'll place it here, and I'll label this one inflation. Right, I'm going to copy it again. Right, I'm gonna label this one. What else do we have? We have let's see, we have M and M. I'm just going to say this in M month. Okay, we have let's say M on M, M on M, and Y on Y. Yeah, that's here on year inflation. Right. I'm going to take it here. That's beautiful. And let me put it here. Right, so let's copy another one. What is this one for? Let's see, we have exchange rates. Alright, that's not a problem. I'm gonna call it exchange rates. Exchange. Oh, it's a bit bigger. Exchange rates. Right, and I'll push it to the left. Right, beautiful. I think we are winning. We are almost there. We are almost there. Let's just keep waiting. Right. So now what we need is to take the graphs, place them here, and it's very, very simple. Let's start with GDP. We are taking this one. I don't want these things here. I'm going to remove the sum of GDP. Yes, I don't want this. I'm going to say format. No, it's alright, it's pivot chart. Then I'm going to field buttons. I'm going to hide everything on the graph so that I just see the graph only. I want to remove these horizontal lines as well. They don't look quite nice for me. I'm gonna remove them. So you just click them, click on them. Now I'm getting troubles here. Okay, no problem. We'll just sort it when we are on the dashboard. But there should be no. Let's copy it. You copy the graph, and we are going to paste it here. Wow, it's not that nice. It's not nice. So we have a lot of work that we need to do. So we are going to make it nice. We are going to say no fill. Right, see what's happening. As you can see, these things are no longer visible, so we need to adjust and we're going to say black so that they come out nice. Oh, still, oh my god. Let's use another color. Yeah, you can hardly see, but okay. So let's try to increase the font size for this one. Okay, so I think it's coming out nice. Let's play around with these lines. So you just delete them, we don't need them. Right, I think we are winning. We can as well increase the size of this graph. that it becomes more visible. Still the color is not that nice. Let's try to work with this one. See what happens. And maybe we change the color that this. Let's see with this one. Not that visible. We can't see clearly as well. Let's try white. I think white. Yeah, it's better. It's looking better. Okay. Let's try to increase it again. Let's try to increase the size. Right, I think it's now coming out. Right, I think you can see. Okay, so now let's go to another graph. We are going to trade. Where is trade? Also, this one is for trade. As well, likewise, we are going to remove those field buttons. We don't need them yet. So let's take this one. Let's take it. Let's copy the graph. And we are going to paste it here. We need it here. Right. So this is our graph. It's very small. It's not visible at the moment. Let's see what's happening. Let's try to work with this. I think we should work with this scale. Let's go back and try to work with the scale. And remember, these values are in monetary terms, so we use let's use accounting current. Right, we also need to adjust the labels. We need this one. Let's see. Okay. What I'm looking for are the labels to use. I think I can't get them now. That is not a problem. Let's try to find. I want to find labels. I think if I set 0 decimal places. Okay, then let's try to work with this. Let's try to remove. Okay, first of all, let's remove fill. We don't need fill. Right, let's remove these lines. We delete them, and let's try to fit it here. Let's try to fit the graph. Let's try to put this to make this visible. Let's use orange. What's happening with orange? Not that clear, but okay, let's put it. Let's work with this one. let's put it bottom. All right, let's work with the scale, maybe yellow as well, but we can't see what's happening. I think now we can do, let's work with this one as well. I think right, if we try to zoom it, can we see what's happening? I think we can do. All right, I'm just looking for something. Okay, no problem. Let's continue. I think this graph is here. It's now fitting very nice. We just need to reduce here. Great. It looks great. So this is what we have so far. We also need to put another graph. Let's insert this one, inflation. I'm gonna remove these lines as well. Right, I'm deleting them, and I'm going to remove the filled buttons, and I hide every. Right, so now let's continue. We go to our dashboard. But before that, we need to copy. I need to copy this graph. And we paste it here. Right. Let's paste it. So we drag it and we need to put it over here. I think this one is nice. We don't have any problems with this one. Let's put it just here. Now let's try to increase the font size. Right. And try to put it with a black color. I think it's okay. Then let's work with this one. Oh, I forgot something. We need to remove fill. We don't need fill here. There should be no fill. Right. That's our graph. This is our graph. Maybe we can remove this blue color. I think so. We don't need it. Let's put it, I think, this one. Okay. Let's work with the axis. Let's put them to black. Let's put them to black, and this one to black, and this one to black as well. Right, I think we are winning. Everything is going very nice. And what else do we need? We now need the exchange rates. Let's go and look for the exchange rates. Right. So likewise, we don't need these buttons. I'm going to say hide all. Right. And I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it over here. Right, so this is for my exchange rates. I'm going to say no fill. Right, and I'm gonna make this black for it to be visible. Right, I'll do the same here. Where is my color? Oh, it's not coming out very nice. And now it's taking the whole graph. And I'm going to put this one to black. Increase the font size. Right, I think we can see clearly, and I have to remove these lines as well. We don't need them. I'll delete. Nice, so we are only left with one graph to complete this dashboard. So I'm taking this one and I'm going to say we don't need these patterns. We hide all, and I'm going to copy it. Right, I'm going to place it here. Wow, it's coming out very nice. So this one is took the most space for the graphs. So it's taking the bigger part. I don't know why it's doing that, but I just love to put it here. Okay, I'm going to remove the fill. Let me start with these ones. Going to increase. Name them black. Going to increase as well. Right. And I'm gonna color them black. Do the same here. Then black. Then I remove the fill. We don't need the fill here. I'm sure by now you understand what I mean by fill. So I'm gonna remove these ones. And what happens to these ones? They are not coloring very nice. Let's see, I'm putting them black. Now I wanna work with these ones. I don't need that color, maybe black. Wow, that's nice. So I think we have, but I didn't remove these lines. That's another, for my graphs, I need to remove the lines. Let me try to work with the lines. I don't need line here, and I don't need line here. I don't need line here, and I don't need line here. Right. So this is our dashboard. I think it's looking very nice. It's looking very nice. Wow, this is our dashboard, and this is what we have been working for. Okay, let's try to adjust this thing. Let's try to, right, wanna remove line. So this is our dashboard. I think it's looking so beautiful. And now what we are left with is now the slicers. We now need to put slicers. We are going to say, we just click one of the graphs and we go to pivot and we insert a slicer. So we take the information that we need date, we need country, we need, what else do we need? We need years. Right, so these are the slicers that are coming out. So we are going to place it here. This is for years, so that when I click, it shows me information for specific years. Right, so this is what we want to do, and these are my slicers. I'm going to click them all and trying to reduce their size. Right, right. And we try to fit them here. I think it's taking much longer. Yeah. So now we can play around with this one, and for this one we're going to say slicer, and we need to report connections. We need to connect the years with all these pivot charts that we have been working with. Alright, I say okay. So it's now connected to every chart that is displayed here. Right, let me connect this one as well. Report connections. I'm going to connect it with all these charts that we are working with. Then we do the same. Report connections. We try to connect it to every graph. Right, that's nice. Let's see what happens. Now we can play around with this slicer. We can try to increase the number of columns depending on the contents of the slicer. So maybe this one is okay. Right, then I will do the same here. Alright, I'm going to increase the columns, so we have different countries. Alright, then this one as well, I'm going to place about 6 columns. Alright, so this is our slicer. Right, so this is what we have. So now we can test it and try to see if it's coming out perfect. So we need data that is ranging from 2009, okay, let's say from 2020 to 2021 to 2022, sorry. So let's see if we can do that. We need data from let's say from 2019, right? 2020, 2021, 2022. Right, let's see what we have. As you can see now, we are now having the information. It's now displayed at one go. So let's see for the countries. We have all these countries, but we don't want to see all these countries. I just want to see information for Zimbabwe. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to remove. I want to see if that is true. Let's see. Wow, this is nice. So this is information just for Zimbabwe, and this is for Zimbabwe only. Wow, it actually came out very nice. And so for more, we want to put info buttons, we want to put settings buttons, we want to try to put as many things as we can on one platform, trying to interchange these charts just by clicking. So this is our next as for our next episode, we want to learn now how to put many graphs at one point, and to put these info buttons, to put insert maps and settings bars. So this is what now we want to work on our next export, and we want also to learn how to change these themes. As you can see now, we have an option here whereby I can be able to see what's happening on theme 2. I can just select the theme that I want to use. I can change themes. So this is what we want to learn. So thank you so much for watching this long tutorial, but I hope you have benefited, and you have benefited real, and you can now be able to present whatever you want to show to your users. And I tell you, this dashboard is very nice and it's really recommended. Thank you so much.